Hari Om. Let's do 3 Oms and then Sahana Avatu, then Guru Stotram. Sahana Bhavatu, Sahanau Bhunaktu, Sahaviryam Karavavahai, Tejasvinavadhidamastu Mavit Vishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Guru Stotram. Akhanda Mandalakaram Vyaptam yena characharam tatpadam darsitam yena tasmai Sri Gurave namaha. Ajnanatimiram dasya jnananjana shalakaya chakshur militam yena tasmai Sri Gurave namaha. Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwara Gurureva Param Brahma Tasmai Sri Gurave namaha. Stavaram Jangamam Yaptam Yatkim Chissacharacharam Tatpadam Darsitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave namaha. Chinmayam Yapiyat Sarvam Trailokyam Sacharacharam Tatpadam Darsitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave namaha. Tvameva Mata cha Pita Tvameva Tvameva Bandhuscha Sakha Tvameva Tvameva Vidya Dravidam Tvameva Tvameva Sarvam Mama Deva Deva Tvameva Sarvam Deva Deva. Shri Guru Bhyo Namah. Hari Om. We are doing a Atma Bodha, and we covered up to the 62 slokas, up to sloka 62. That's why the 62 slokas is Swayam antarbahirvyapya bhasayannakilam jagat brahma prakasate vaknihi prataptaya sapindavat. Swayam Antarbahi Vyapya. So the same, the self that I am is pervading both Antaha Bahi, inside and outside. So Antarbahishcha Tassarvam Vyapya Narayana Sthitaha. So Narayana is inside and outside. We cannot say where it is because it is everywhere. So being infinite, there is no inside and outside. Everything is one. So from the point of Brahman, it is Sarva Vyapakaha. So this is all pervading. So all religions say he is Sarva Vyapaka, omnipresent. But here understand that I am that consciousness existence that I am is all pervading. There is no place where inside and outside. Inside with respect to body, and with respect to that there is inside and outside. Everywhere it is Vyapakaha. So Bhasayan Akilam Jagatu. So not only is self-shining, it illuminates the whole universe. Tasya Bhasa Sarvamidam Vibhati. Natatra Suryo Bhati Nachandra Tarakam Nema Vidyuto Bhanti Kutoya Magni Tameva Bhantam Anubhati Sarvam Tasya Bhasa Sarvamidam Vibhati. This is the Vedikarati. So in showing the light to the Lord and says this, how can this light can illumine you? Because you are the light of consciousness and you shine, and not only you shine, you illumine the whole world. Because of you, I can see whole world also. I can see the sun, I can see the darkness also in the light of consciousness. So Bhasayan, so being self-conscious entity, and also Akilam Jagatu Brahma Prakashade, it shines the whole universe itself. Brahma Prakashate Vaknihi Praptayasa Pindavatu. Just like the fire in the iron ball. So in the iron ball, when it is red hot, the fire is inside and fire is outside also. Because the fire is, the nature of the fire is to be red hot when it is outside and inside. So everywhere it is hot. So therefore it is Prakashavatu. So it is just an example to indicate that there is no place where it is not. So that's what we did up to 62. Now we'll take Sloka 63. Jagat Vilakshanam Brahma, Jagat Vilakshanam Brahma, Brahmanonyanna Kinchana, Brahmanonyanna Kinchana, Brahmanyadbhati Chet Mithya, Brahmanyadbhati Chet Mithya, Yathamaru Marichika, Yathamaru Marichika. Together. Jagat Vilakshanam Brahma, Brahmanonyanna Kinchana, Brahmanyadbhati Chet Mithya, Yathamaru Marichika. So Jagat Vilakshanam Brahma. Brahma is different from Jagat. Jagat is that which comes and goes. Jayate Gacchate iti Jagat. That keeps on changing. So every object keeps changing because object is defined as that which has no existence before. Praga Bhava Pratiyogini. That's what is the Nyaya definition of an object, is that which is countered, its presence is countered to its previous non-existence or previous absence. And it's also Pradvamsa Vilakshanam. Also it is different from, countered to the posterior non-existence. So only intermediately it is there. And that is an object, and the whole world is continuously changing. So whatever things now will not be there 100 years from now. Things is continuously changes. So when things are continuously changing, so that cannot be Brahman. Brahman being infinite, it cannot undergo any change. Only changes can occur for modifications can occur only for the finite things. Therefore, it is, Brahman is different from the Jagat. At the same time, Brahman is also Adhishtanam for the Jagat. So if something is changing, according to a law of conservation, if A plus B is changing into C plus D, there has to be something which is changeless in the equation. And that's what is called the matter balance. That's what you're trying to do, balance the equation. Number of atoms here is equal to number of atoms there. And it means the total mass is conserved. So whenever there is a change is occurring, there has to be a changeless entity which is there in the changes. So when the Jagat is continuously changing, there is a adhara or adhishtanam in which these changes can occur, and that is different from the changes. So it is vilakshanam, it is different means it is still, the ring is gold, but ring is not gold. Ring is, the gold is vilakshanam from the ring. So therefore when you say it is not the ring, it means it is not the name and the form of the ring, but the essence of it, that which doesn't change. When the ring changes into bangle or a bangle changes into bracelet, the gold remains as a gold. That is the adhara, that which supports a substantive or adhishtanam for the ring, and the bangle and the necklace is the gold. And similarly for the Jagat, it is Brahman, because pure existence was there before, and from that the whole universe is created. So Jagat Vilakshanam Brahma. Brahmani. So Brahma Anyat, Brahmanaha Anyat na Kinchana. So there cannot be anything other than Brahman. Why? Brahman being infinite. If something other than Brahman is there, then Brahman cannot be infinite. So when you say infinite, there cannot be any limitations of anything. So infinite is that there cannot be anything other than that. And being infinite in all directions, in all ways, and therefore there cannot be anything other than Brahman. But I am seeing the world, so therefore the world is only superimposed, adhyasa, on Brahman. And that's what is to be understood. So I had to see the Brahman in and through what I am seeing, because what I am seeing is only the changing attributive content of the objects, but in and through the changes there is a changeless entity, and that is Brahman. So, Brahman yad bhati chet mithya. So Brahma anyat bhati chet. If there is something other than Brahman that you are seeing, because I am seeing only the world, I don't see Brahman. Brahman is not perceptible because only objects are perceptible, only finite things are perceptible, but this is infinite, so I cannot, through any senses, I cannot see the Brahman. At the same time, I am seeing something. Therefore, if something is there which is a finite, and therefore it is not Brahman. So if I am seeing something, Brahma anyat bhati chet, it is mithya. It is not real or unreal. It is only apparently real. Yatha marumarichika. Just as the mirage water that I am seeing, but it's only dry sand there, and because of the reflection, I am seeing as though there is a water. So if it is a dry sand, why am I seeing water? If I am seeing the water, it's not really there, but it appears to be there because of the reflection. Therefore, whatever I see, the world is there when I say, because I am not able to see the Brahman, because Brahman cannot be seen through any five senses, because being infinite. Therefore, whatever I see can only be mithya. But what I had to do is, seeing the mithya, I had to see, because every mithya has to have a substantive or adhishtanam on which the mithya is. That adhishtanam is Brahman. So I had to use a viveka, a discriminative intellect, what is nityam and what is anityam in whatever things that I see, and that has to be understood. So when I am seeing marumarichika, when I am seeing the mirage water, I had to recognize the presence of dry sand, which is a platform on which the waters are seen, and that is what is to be recognized. So 64 sloka. Drusyate sruyate yajyat. Drusyate sruyate yajyat. Brahmanonyanna tadbhavet. Brahmanonyanna tadbhavet. Tattvajnanascha tad brahma. Tattvajnanascha tad brahma. Satchidanandamadvayam. Satchidanandamadvayam. Together. Drusyate sruyate yajyat. Brahmanonyanna tadbhavet. Tattvajnanascha tad brahma. Satchidanandamadvayam. So drusyate sruyate yatyatu, yadyatu is yatyatu, drusyate sruyate. So whatever is seen or whatever is heard, yatyat, all that is nothing but Brahman only. So whatever I see in this whole world, I had to see in and through whatever I see, the Brahman as a substratum only. So when I see ring and a bangle and a necklace and a bracelet, whatever I see is only gold only. So the thing that our names and forms are changing, but names and forms, in and through names and forms, I have to recognize that because of which they came, by which it sustained, into which they go back. From the point of ornaments, it is the gold, and the gold is essentially the transformation is transformationless transformation. So it is a type of transformation that gold as though undergoes but doesn't undergo any transformation. Brahman as though became the world, but Brahman doesn't become world because Brahman is infinite. Therefore, in and through what I am seeing the world, I had to recognize the Brahman, which is a substantive. So whatever I see, whatever I hear, whatever I taste, whatever I smell, so all those five senses that gather only the finite things, but in and through whatever I gather, I have to recognize the Brahman as the very substantive, because object is, or this is. If there is a smell, the smell is. So there is isness as the existence of the Brahman is expressed in that form, and that has to be recognized through viveka. So, Brahmanaha yatyat Brahmanaha anyat na tat bhaved. So other than that, there cannot be anything other than the Brahman. Na tat bhaved. And tattva jnanascha tad brahma satchidanandam advayam. So there cannot be anything other than the Brahman, because if there is anything other than the Brahman, then Brahman cannot ceases to be Brahman. Brahman means infinite. Infinite cannot have any exclusion. Therefore, everything has to be Brahman only. And Tad Brahma Satchidanandam Advayam. That Brahman is of the nature of Satyam, Jnanam, Anantam, and that is Satchidanandam, and it is Advayam. It is non-dual. Because in spite of the apparent duality, it is really non-dual. There is no distinctions of Sajati, Bijati, Swagata Vedas in the Brahman. Okay, Sloka 65. Sarvagam Satchidatmanam Sarvagam Satchidatmanam Jnanachakshur Nirichyate Jnanachakshur Nirichyate Ajnanachakshur Nicheta Ajnanachakshur Nicheta Bhasvantam Bhanu Mandavat Bhasvantam Bhanu Mandavat. Together. Sarvagam Satchidatmanam Jnanachakshur Nirichyate Ajnanachakshur Nicheta Bhasvantam Bhanu Mandavat. So Sarvagam Satchidatmanam Brahma, this Satchit Atma, that's which is the nature of the Brahman. Here is Atmanam, that is the self that I am, is that Brahman. And Sarvagam, it is Sarvavyapakam, it is all pervading Brahman. Jnana Chakshur Nirichyate. So it has to be perceived or understood by using Jnana Chakshu, wisdom eye. Wisdom eye is that eye or that Jnanam, that vision where I can discriminate using Viveka what is real and what is not real, and look at the reality behind the unreality, or look at the reality behind the mithya. And that is, for that I need a Jnana Chakshu, a third eye of Shiva, to see the in and through the truth, underlying the truth in the changing world. So this has to be developed by sadhana, by practice, abhyasa and vairagya. Abhyasa is constant practice, try to see that which is changeless in the changing things, and vairagya by giving up the superficial attributive knowledge of this. So this is always there, but in and through this, I had to see what is the substantive, what is the underlying truth, and that is vision. I had to do that by discriminative intellect only, because physically I cannot separate the ring and the gold. It is ring existing, or the gold existing in the form of a ring only. The form and attributes of that form is to be removed in mentally, and look at this is a gold without any of those attributes of the ring, and that has to be understood by Jnana Chakshu. Ajnana Chakshur na icheta Bhasvantam Bhanamandavatu. So one who does not have this discriminative intellect, one who has not purified their mind to see clearly, because I have to have a detachment so that I don't get attached to the names and forms, attributive content of the world. I can see and stand apart and look at the world as though I am the witnessing consciousness, conscious of things that are changing. I myself don't change, but I can see the changing things, and that has to be a jnanam. For an ajnani who doesn't have the discriminative intellect, he only goes and looks at the object. So whenever I am carried away with the objects that are there, with this, and I keep complaining, this is not that, that's not that, So anything I am complaining is only with respect to the finite objects, but it means I am not seeing in and through the finite objects the essence that doesn't change, and that is what Ajnana Chakshu means, not having the Jnana Chakshu. That means having only superficial eye that sees only the names and forms and so on. That is required only for the transaction. So for me, I say ring is different, bangle is different, necklace is different, but I do not have the goldsmith vision to see that it's all nothing but gold only. That Ajnana Chakshu na icheta. So he cannot see the truth. And he gives an example, Bhaswantam Bhanumandavatu. So the shining sun, the Bhaswantam Bhanu, Mandavatu. So the one who is Andha, the Andhavatu is the one who is a blind man, cannot see the brilliant sun that is there, even though sun is there, because if I don't have the proper vision, I cannot see the truth there. So I need to develop the proper vision. While operating in this, using the mind and intellect, I have to develop, and that's what is called sadhana. So that is required in order to see the beauty that is underlying the plurality. Okay, let's do 66. Sravanadabhiruddipta Sravanadabhiruddipta Jnanagni paritapitaha Jnanagni paritapitaha Jivas sarvamalan muktaha Jivas sarvamalan muktaha Swarnavajyotate swayam Swarnavajyotate swayam. Together. Sravanadibhiruddipta Jnanagni paritapitaha Jivas sarvamalan muktaha Swarnavajyotate swayam. So Sravanadibhihi. So Sravana Adibhihi, by Sravana, Manana and Nididhyasana, by listening to the scriptures, constant listening to the scriptures, Sravana. So how long? Until it is crystal clear. So Shravanam is Srotavyaha. So at listen to the scriptures for a prolonged length of time from a competent teacher. So there is no other shortcuts here, and that's what the Yajnavalkya tells his wife Maitreyi, Srotavyaha. So that is Shravana. Shravana means listening to the teacher, listening to the teaching via a teacher. A teacher is one who himself learned the scriptures by Shravana. By Shravana Manana, he has heard from his teacher, and his teacher has heard from his teacher. There is a Sampradayam, and also there is a Guru Parampara involved in this teaching methodology, because all avenues have been explored and has been passed on to the next generation in terms of what is to be done. So therefore, one has to listen to the scriptures, Sravanadibhihi Uddiptaha. So that which is arises by constant listening to the scriptures, and Mananam, by reflecting on the teaching, the knowledge arises. Jnana Agni Paritapitaha. That Agni, the fire of knowledge, arises by constant Sravana, Mananam and Nididhyasanam, and Paritapitaha. So in that it's heated. Heated is the mind is molded to that teaching. It means it becomes, the Jnanam has becomes one with him, because he has constantly meditated on that Nididhyasanam after listening to the scriptures and contemplating on it and reflecting on it, so that there are no doubts left, and he has crystal clear knowledge. So a simple example that is given is, so if there is a live wire and we ask, is this live? Says, no, I don't think so, there is no current going on, but I am sure 99% there is no current. But there is a 0.1% or 0.001%, there may be high voltage there. Would you touch it? So even a little bit of doubt, you do not want to touch it. Therefore, I should have the clear understanding of no doubts at all, and that is the Jnanam, that is the real knowledge. And that Jnana Agni Paritapitaha, so that is heated in the fire of knowledge. Jivaha, individual, sarvamalan muktaha. So he has discarded or rejected from all the impurities. Impurities are vasanas. So all the vasanas get neutralized. So by the knowledge, all the actions get burned away. So all the sanchita karmas will go away and agami karma will go away, and only thing left will be the prarabdha karma that will be there as long as the body, mind, intellect is there. So jiva sarvam Siva Malan Muktaha. So that all Malat Muktaha, from all the impurities, he is liberated from. That means he is free from all the impurities. That means mind is purified. And Swarnavad Jyotate Swayam. Swayam Jyotate. He shines himself just like the gold. That means it is the Satchidananda Swarupam is beaming through him, and therefore he is self-shining, and therefore he is Kritakrityaha. He is accomplished what need to be accomplished in the world. And that is Mahatma. We call him Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo, Maheshwaraha. So he is the walking God on this earth. And that is the Jnani who has understood the nature of the truth. Okay, 67. Hrudakashodito hyatma Hrudakashodito hyatma Bodhabhanustamopahrit Bodhabhanustamopahrit Sarvavyapi sarvadhari Sarvavyapi sarvadhari Bhati bhasayate khilam Bhati bhasayate khilam. So together, Hrudakashodito hyatma Bodhabhanustamopahrit Sarvavyapi sarvadhari Bhati bhasayate khilam. So Hrut Akasha Uditaha, Hrudakashoditaha, he Atma. So indeed, this Atma is as though Hrut Akasham, in the space of the heart. So it arises, Uditaha, it arises as though it is arising. That means it is shining and its brilliance comes out when once the ignorance has been removed. So when there is a candle that is burning and there is a pot there, when I remove the pot, the brilliance of the candle comes out automatically. So in the same way, Hrut Akashe. So Hrut in the space occupied by the Hrudayam. Hrudayam means heart. So heart means the essence. So heart of the problem means the essence of the problem. So heart of myself is I am. Because I am this will start from the morning to the end, day in and day out. I start with I am. So who is I am? I am the essence of myself, and that I am arises in the heart. So Hrudakashoditaha, he Atma. Bodhabhanustamopahrit. So Atma arises as though Bodhabhanuhu, the son of Bodha means knowledge, Bhanu is son. So the son of knowledge means the brilliance of the knowledge that arises, and Tamaha apahrit, it destroys all the ignorance, because knowledge is opposite to ignorance. So when Uditaha, when it arises spontaneously, when the ignorance is removed, because all the time is there, all is blocking my knowledge is the ignorance, and when the ignorance is removed, I recognize that I am that Satchidananda Swarupam. And that recognition also is Sarvavyapi, Sarvadhari, Bhati bhasayate akhilam. So I recognize that I am all pervading, and I am the essence or support for the whole universe itself. Both the seer and the seen are supported by me. So the whole universe comes under seen, and I am the conscious entity, the subject seer, and the seer and seer both are arising from me only as the pure consciousness existence. And Bhasayati, shines Akhilam Jagata, everything else is illumined by me, because existence of object is known only through consciousness principle, that knowledge of its existence. So consciousness that I am illumine the whole universe, because I know this, I know this. So Bhagavan Ramana also says, Ahaminashavad jahamahantaya spurati hrutsvayam paramapurna satu. When ahami nashabhaji, that means when this ego ahankara goes away, when it gets destroyed, says aham taya spurati hrutsvayam. I am spontaneously rises in the heart or in the core of the personality of the individual. Swayam Swarati spontaneously rises, and this I am different from previous I am that I have been using. I am this, all my biodata. This I am that I claim myself now is different from the previous, because this is Paramam, Purnam and Satswarupam. It is the supreme because there is nothing beyond it, and Purnam, it is infinite, full, complete. Therefore it is Ananda Swarupam and it is Satswarupam, and that is what it spontaneously rises. And from then on, I do not depend on anything other than myself for happiness. So all desires will go away because I am already full. Therefore there is no need for me for anything for me to be happy. If it comes, okay. If it doesn't come, okay. And therefore the whole world and the life becomes Atma Krida. It is a play itself, and that is the nature of a Jnani. Now we have come to the last sloka, 68, and Shankaracharya changes the meter for this, so let us chant slowly. Digde sakala janapeksha, digde sakala janapeksha, sarvagam sita dehrunnichas. Let's stop there. Digde sakala janapeksha sarvagam, digde sakala janapeksha sarvagam, sita dehrunnichya sukham niranjanam, sita dehrunnichya sukham niranjanam, yasvatmatirtham bhajate vinishkriyaha, yasvatmatirtham bhajate vinishkriyaha, sasarvavid sarvagato mruto bhavet, sasarvavid sarvagato mruto bhavet, ityatma bodha samaptaha. Together. Digde sakala janapeksha sarvagam, sita dehrunnichya sukham niranjanam, yasvatmatirtham bhajate vinishkriyaha, sasarvavid sarvagato mruto bhavet, ityatma bodho samaptaha. Ityatma bodha samaptaha. So dig, desa, kala, adi, anapeksha. So sarvagam. So dik, desha, kala, adi. Dik means all directions. That means the thing that you can point out, this, that is left, right, and everything that you see. Desham, the place. Kalam, the time. Adi, etc. So everything that I see in this world is limited by desha and kala, space and time, and vastu. So desha, kala, vastu parichinnatvam is the object. Every object in the world is limited by the time-wise, space-wise, and object-wise. Object limitation means this object is different from the other object. So this object limits the other object by being different from the other object. So desha, kala, adi. Adi means with the object-wise differences. Anapekshaha. So without depending on any of these things, anapeksha is the not depending on any of this. Sarvagam, all-pervading. Sita adi hrit, Sita adi hrit, Nitya sukham niranjanam. Sitam adi. Sitam, ushnam, sukham, dukkam, all dvandvas that we experience either at the body level or at the mind level or at the intellect level. Sitam, ushnam, sitoshna, sukha, dukkeshu. So sitam, ushnam at the body level and the sukham, dukkam at the mind level and avamanam and manam all at the intellectual level. All are dvandvas, are the pairs of opposite, and I exceed all that are destroyed because those belong to only the finite objects or finite body, mind, intellect, not to me. Therefore, Sita Adi is which destroys all the destroys means get detached. It doesn't belong to me. Therefore, I have nothing to do with it. In that sense, any relationship is destroyed. So, therefore, those belong to BMI only, has been understood. And that Nitya Sukham, I am eternally happy because that is my nature, because I am being Brahman and Brahman is Anantam, that means infinite, that means limitless. Any limitation causes unhappiness and limitless is Ananda Swarupam. It is Swarupam, it is its intrinsic nature itself, and all other Anandas that we experience is only reflected happiness only. That's not the absolute happiness. And this is Nityam, is Sukham, eternally happiness. And Niranjanam, the Anjanam is stain, that means different. Stain is something different than what you have. So if I say I have my face is stained, means there is something other than face on top of my face. Therefore, I have to wash my face. So if there is a Brahman is being infinite, there cannot be anything other than Brahman. Therefore, it is Niranjanam. And Yaha Swa-atma tirtham bhajate. So yes, Swatma tirtham bhajate. Bhajate is who enjoys or worships. Yes, Swa-atma tirtham. This is a holy place of your own self, because I am going all over the place for tirtham, tirthayatra, trying to find a peace of mind, or try to find the peace. Peace means to where the mind is, agitated mind can be quieted down. But when I have realized this is the greatest tirtham, therefore that which is the holiest of all holies, and that is the Atma tirtham and bhajate. It's as though I am reveling on it. Bhajate is enjoying myself. So Atmani eva atmana tushtaha, enjoying myself as myself, because I am the self with complete happiness. Whatever I enjoy is that gives me happiness, but I am the source of happiness, therefore I enjoy myself. So Niranjanam, it is stainless. So Atma tirtham bhajate. Vinishkriyaha Sasarvavit sarvagato amruto bhavit. So Vinishkriyaha, renouncing Kriya. Kriya means renouncing agency of action. I am a doer notion. The kartrutva bhavam is not there. So he appears to be acting, but at the same time he doesn't act. Just as indriyarteshu vartante iti dharayan. The senses operate in the sense world, but that is the nature of the senses. But himself, I can see the senses, but I am not involved in it. I am a Sakshi. Sakshi means the one who is only witnessing consciousness, witnessing the operation of the activities at the level of the body, mind, intellect. I have understood Prakriti eva cha karmani kriyamanani sarvasaha. All the Prakriti itself is doing the actions, and kriyaman sarvasaha, all actions are being done by the Prakriti itself. This body, mind, intellect are performing. So in karmani akarmaya pasyet, the one who sees that I am a not doer, well, all the doing is going on. So that is essentially nishkriyaha. So sarvavitu. So after knowing everything, because I have known that very substratum of the whole universe itself, so I have the substantial knowledge of the whole universe. I may not know the details of the Nama Rupa, I may not know quantum mechanics, I know this mechanics, I don't know the chemistry, or I may not, but I know the essence that pervades the whole thing, and that is the Sarvavita. That means I know the essential knowledge. That if I know the gold, I know all ornaments. I may not know this particular ring or the particular bangle, their OD, ID, all those things I may not know, but I know the substantive knowledge, because that is the gold and that's what it counts. Everything is only uncountable, is only mithya. So Sarvavit here is all knowing of the essential knowledge. That is the nature of the Atma. Sarvagataha, So that which is all pervading, that because it's eternal, it is ever present and it is infinite. Amrutaha bhaved, and it is unchanging. Mrutaha means that which undergoes a modification, and Brahman that I am never undergoes any modification, because being infinite, I cannot undergo any modification. So it becomes Brahman. Amrutaha bhaved means it becomes Brahman. So I don't become a Brahman. Finite cannot become a Brahman. Only infinite is Brahman. So therefore, becoming is only understanding that I am infinite. Before also I am infinite, even now also. Before I thought I am only finite, now that misunderstanding drops away by Atma Bodha. Therefore, I have recognized who is that self that I am, is the self in all, and everything is in me and I am in everything. And that is the correct knowledge of this Atma Bodha. Iti Atma Bodha Samaptam. This completes the Atma Bodha text that Shankaracharya has written. Now we have to go back to the Sloka 1. Tapo Bhikshina Papanam Shantanam Vitaraginam Shantanam Vitaraginam Mumukshunam Apechyoyam Atma Bodho Vidhiyate. Atma Bodho Vidhiyate. Not that we are starting it. It is, we have not really completed a text. It has to be read again and again and again until this knowledge sinks in. And that is the only way we can have established in the Atma Bodha. And Atma Bodha, Atma Eva Bodha. Atma itself is the knowledge, and that is because it is a Jnana Swarupam. That we understand. With this, we stop. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.